Hello and welcome to QSD, Quick Science Digest. So, what do you think about keeping animals at home and around your little loved ones? What about livestock, such as farm animals, pigs, sheep, goats alike? Would you have considered it unsanitary maybe, for small children? Maybe even at risk of causing some infection, especially maybe to newly born babies. After all, they're so ill prepared for the world. They've literally just been born and they're weak and helpless as they will ever be. Well, the truth is actually the opposite. Keeping animals, and especially livestock, may just help your baby's immune system. Scientists from the Ohio State University have found that bacteria and other microbes from rural Amish babies are far more diverse than that which is found in the intestines of urban babies. They also found evidence of how a healthier gut microbiome might lead to the robust development of the respiratory immune system. The study was published in the journal Frontiers in Immunology. So, it does seem that getting a little dirty, such as with farm animals, could give our microbiome a head start in priming our immune system for what the future holds. Time to look a little deeper to see what they did and try to understand the mechanisms at work here. First of all, they had to operate on the babies to install an open access point into their stomachs so they could retrieve samples on a daily basis and monitor what's happening in real time. Only joking! They collected fecal samples. Some from Amish babies and some from urban babies with no known livestock contact in their short little lives. These samples revealed marked differences, even just from observation. There was an abundance of bacteria that was just not present in the city-dwelling counterparts. Although this sounds shocking to anyone unfamiliar with microbiome science, this was expected, as it is a widely observed fact. More about this a bit later in the video. The next stage was to use these as the basis to colonise the guts of germ-free newborn pigs. The pigs that had the more diverse gut microbes from the Amish babies transplanted went on to develop more robust immune systems, most especially the lymphoid and myeloid cells in the intestines. In short, there was a big difference in the generation of critical immune cells. So it does seem that getting a little dirty, such as with farm animals, can give our microbiome a head start in priming our immune system for what the future might hold. And in summary, a quote from the study's co-lead author, Zongtang Liu, a professor of microbiology in Ohio State's Department of Animal Sciences and a member of the university's Food Innovation Center. Good hygiene is important, but from the perspective of our immune systems, a sanitized environment robs our immune systems of the opportunity to be educated by microbes. Too clean is not necessarily a good thing. Time for me to bring some clarity to the context of how this may fit into the real world. Martin Blaser is a scientist. He and his talented team have been working at the frontier of microbiome science for more than a decade now, separate to this study, and he wrote a book called Missing Microbes: How Killing Bacteria Creates Modern Plagues back in 2014. Drawing upon what I have read in his work, overuse of antibiotics can severely and negatively influence the microbiome. Some beneficial bacteria may only have very small colonies, but when needed they can replicate very rapidly to either digest a new food type or help fight off an invader. However, if they have been totally wiped out with an antibiotic, they can never recover without intervention. In millennia gone by, this happened frequently via close sleeping arrangements and the consumption of contaminated food and water. All things we have eradicated in our modern clean societies. So when we think along this line, it becomes very obvious why the Amish would be so different from the rest of society. For those who are not overly familiar with the Amish, they're a religious group that live like we did in centuries gone by, and they have a very low use of modern medical practices. And most importantly, their use of antibiotics is negligible, so they have the microbiome they were born with still intact. A second point is the rate of natural births. During birth, the baby is covered head to toe in a microbial bath perfected over millions of years by evolution to give them the best start in life possible. And also the Amish fed predominantly breast milk, whereas the urban babies were mostly fed formula milk. So we have antibiotic overuse, caesarean births, instantly cleaning the newborn baby, and then feeding only formula milk. And these have played havoc with the body's systems. So these babies start with a microbiome that is already head and shoulders above most babies these days in modern societies. You then combine that with the Amish living around so many animals without the use of antibacterial products and the overly clean environments that babies are so often brought up in these days. And the differences are amplified to a massive scale. Anyway, what do you think about this? Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments below and support your claims with links to reputable sources. If you have not done so yet, subscribe to this channel and make sure you click the bell to get notified of new releases. And thank you for watching.